So, talking about the environment, what kind of conditions are you aiming for in your environment when it comes to the humidity, heat, and all that?
Well, first off, when I first started growing indoors, I didn't realize how much of a pain it was going to be to balance the environment. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Easier said than done for sure. But yeah, I'll break it down one by one. So temperature, we'll start with that. Typically what I aim for is 82 degrees Fahrenheit at the highest. I've grown, years in the past, 85, 87, as high as 87 degrees Fahrenheit in the past. Some cultivars can take it no problem. Others clearly struggle off of that. I found 82 degrees Fahrenheit to be ideal for most cultivars. So I've been sticking with that. And then towards the end of flowering, particularly weeks, 6, 7 and beyond, depending on how many weeks that cultivar is, I'll lower the temps in order to try to conserve the terpenes, have less terpenes volatilizing off the plant. Trick that I got from Dr. Bruce Balgoo. We were talking about him a little bit earlier. He mentioned that one. That's something I take away from him. But yeah, lowering that temp down to about 78 degrees Fahrenheit in the final weeks of flowering is what I do there. I try not for it to be more than a 15 degree swing. Sometimes it will be in the low 60s Fahrenheit when the lights are off, for example. Towards the end of flowering, I'm okay with that. But if we're in veg or the beginning or middle of flowering, I'll try to keep those temps up around 70 degrees, the lights off temp around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Moving on to humidity. So I do go after VPD. So, according to the Pulse VPD charts, there's so many freaking VPD charts on the internet, man. It makes things so confusing. People are like, oh, I'm going off the VPD chart. Well, which VPD chart? Because there's so many that are different than other ones. I've been going off the Pulse Monitor VPD charts that they have on their website. And so, for example, if I'm at 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what I run, I aim for about 60 to 70%. That's in the green to dark green range on their chart. And then in flowering at 82 degrees Fahrenheit, it's between 52 and 62%. That's, again, in the dark green to the light green range. I don't get too nitpicky. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it needs to be in the dark green range, which is the most ideal range. If it goes into the light green range on the chart, I'm okay with that. It's perfectly fine in my opinion. And most of the time, I do have to add in a humidifier. For example, right now it's 30% humidity just in this room right here. That's average for where I live. And actually in the wintertime, it gets lower. It gets into the teens. So I'm always adding in humidity. Yeah. Chap lips, just dry everything. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So you got humidifiers going nonstop then inside the tents, or do you have them outside?
I have one on each side. I have a 2x4 tent and a 4x4 tent. I have one in each of those, and I have one just in my lung room as well. And that helps, right? To make sure that the air coming into the grow tent is of the proper RH. So that's been helpful for me. And then as far as CO2, I don't want to skip over that. I've tried so much in the past for CO2, particularly the canisters, TNB natural canisters. I've tried the mushroom bags in the past. Both of those did pretty good jobs at raising the CO2. I have a CO2 monitor, so I'm actually able to see whether or not it's working. And it's so up and down. It's never consistent. But it does raise it, whether it be 600, 700, 800. I've been up to 1200 ppm of CO2 using those methods. But even not using those methods, just me exhaling the air. I grow in the same house that I live in. I live here. My girlfriend lives here. I have 3 cats live here. We exhale CO2. And the air coming into my grow space is coming from my house. And looking at my CO2 monitor and seeing it at 800 ppm, not doing any supplementation, I'm okay with that. And I'm a small home grower. I'm just growing for myself. I'm not trying to maximize yield at all. I just want to get a harvest. Just want to get sufficient harvest off of each plant. So that's been okay for me. So I no longer do the supplementation CO2, but I've done a lot in the past. So it's been fun. And then air circulation, I guess that's a part of the environment too, right? I have, the oscillating fans. I have a couple of those on 24/7. And I have them. Typically, they're positioned above the canopy and below the canopy or through the canopy. Make sure that air is getting through the canopy sufficiently. And I haven't had any issues with powdery mildew on that. So this clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrow at 15 to save on any of their products.